Hey everyone, this is There's BPB. This is a guide on how to auto-clear Dragon B12 abilities hut. In Giant's B12, you can rely on defense break and brand debuffs to deal high damage based on foe's max hit, HP and debuffs. But with Dragon B12, you can't really copy and paste that strategy and expect it to work. Due to the constant fast cleansing and immunity buffs the Dragon boss is getting, you rely more on damage based on ignoring foe's defense and self-speed, while buffing your team's attack and critical rate. So what do you need? Buffs: immunity and attack. Optional: speed, critical rate, defense, reflect damage. Second, debuffs: AoE, speed breaks, brand, death break. Optional: attack break, cleansing. Number 3, others. Buff and debuff remover, buff stealing, AoE attack bar reduction and boost, damage on enemy max HP, ignoring defense, on boss, own speed/speed difference. Optional: healing, lower cooldowns, attack together, damage on debuffs, attack bar boost. Fourth, runes. Vampire, swift, fight, accuracy, nemesis, shield, blade, revenge, and intangible runes. Optional: will, despair, enhance, and violent runes. What do you not need? Number 1, buffs threat. Number 2, debuffs dot, heal break, buff blood, bomb, debuff transfer, you can't dot the boss, reflect, debuffs, inability debuffs, buff block. Number 3, others. Destroy enemy HP skills, random attacks, and AoE skills. Number 4, runes, guard, tolerance, seal, destroy. Here are some important notes. All units should be above 170 total speed with speed buff and or max speed towers to outspeed towers and dragons, and avoid them taking a turn in the first 3 stages. Second, 1 AoE speed breaker is mandatory and non-negotiable. Number 3, try to have as many attack bar reductions bonds as possible, as they are super effective here. Number 4, any good attack team needs an attack buffer. Number 5, 2 death breakers minimum, 3 death breakers or 2 death breakers with 1 brander to be safe. Number 6, 2 buff removers minimum, so that Lariel can sub in here with a skill tree. Or number 7, 1 constant buff remover and 4 attack bar reductions minimum, super risky. Okay, so basically to understand the boss, the foes here are very fast. Make sure to get enough speed to outspeed them. So there are 4 strategies. Strat 1, team 1 is speed. Spectra, Agrius, Veromos, Bernice, Elsharion. Can swap Veromos or Bernice for Crow and Brandia to deal burst damage and get new records. Okay, Strat B, attack. We have Abigail, Liam, Lariel, Elsharion, Frodo. Swap Liam or Lariel for Agrius / Spectra for side upgrade. Strat C, hyper offense hybrid. Abigail, Elsharion, Liam, Agrius, Frodo. Alternative will be Agrius, Dion, Konamiya, Nezuko, Julie. So for the latter team, I have not tried it, and I do not have a perfect runes and everything. So okay, Strat D, the safe hybrid. You have Spectral, Elsharion, Liam, Veromos, and Frodo. So let's focus on Strat D first. I like to keep my mons accuracy at around 44 accuracy, with 1 mon on 2 accuracy runes, as the accuracy required is 54 and the boss has 69% resistance. Elsharion is a constant team player who offers death break and every turn attack bar reduction and consistent buff stealing, the immunity buff from the boss to buffing his entire team. From getting dodge debuff, he's on swift and fight runes, speed, critical damage, attack, with total stats of 18.8k HP, 1.9k attack, 920 defense, 254 speed, 63 crit, 155 crit damage. Outs to Elsharion are Martina, Abigail, Sisroo, Megan, Nickel, Loren, Eshir, Mantura, Seren, Iselia, Lala, and friends. Right, for the second unit, Liam is on 3/4 of the teams, so you know he's super good. His skill tree offers 6 times attacks that ignore defense, the lower the boss HP becomes, so he's the counter to the dragon's ability to boost attack power when HP is 30% or lower. His skill 2 deals 2 times AoE damage on foes max HP, and also buff, blocks and cleanse debuff enemies. Super high burst damage when set up correctly. Skill 1 is average. But because I maxed his skill levels, he is now a beast in Dragon Betrothed. Liam's on Vampire and Fight runes. Attack crit damage, attack with total stats of 14k HP, 3k attack, 770 defense, 155 speed, 74 crit, 203 crit damage. You do want to look out and swap for speed stats to speed tune your team for fast and consistent players, as Dragon Betrothed mons are quite fast and could derail your runs if you don't outspeed them. Alts to Liam are Agrius, Kahli, Azure, Dragon Swordsman, the Fire one, Lariel, Yaku and Shren. Frodo is also on 3/4 teams and is a speedrunner's best support. Passive offers every turn attack buff, cleansing if he's debuffless. Skill 2 offers AoE cleansing debuff and attack bar reduction on foes, while skill 1 death breaks the foe. He helps to be half mandatory death breakers when Elsharion skill 2 is on vacation. Frodo's on accuracy, fight and fight runes, speed, defense with total stats of 23.5k HP, 790 attack, 1.8k defense, 208 speed, 43 crit, 92 crit damage. Frodo could be on speed, crit damage HP or attack HP or attack instead if you are feeling frisky. Mods to Frodo are Yeji and Sapsaree, Colleen, Fran, Mork, Haken and Eirgar. Veromos is great for dealing damage on foes max HP and auto-cleansing and healing the team to keep them alive, countering dots and lowering the boss DPS. He's on Despair and Nemesis runes, speed, crit damage, attack with total stats of 19.7k HP, 1.7k attack, 880 defense, 208 speed, 70 crit, 164 crit damage. Veromos could be on Swift, Violent or some team buffing fight runes instead. Mods to Veromos are Qilin, Slasher, Reyka, Omar, Sigmarus, Lin, Prom. Cleansers are Rex, Isa, Xiongfei, Kuma, Rebecca, Lulu and friends. Spectra is important for his ability to attack bar, speed and attack break mons regularly and deals damage on foes max HP. This 2A mon is my only 5-star mon on my team and is the side upgrade of Veromos without team cleansing and healing until Veromos maxes his skill 2 levels. Spectra's on Swift and Enhanced runes, speed, crit damage, HP with total stats of 15.6k HP, 820 attack, 710 defense, 259 speed, 41 crit, 182 crit damage. Spectra could be on speed, crit damage, attack instead if you 6-star involve him, as he becomes more tanky and get better base stats. Mods to Spectra are Lapis, Kalantazzel, Benadotte, Ren, Linda. So that's the end of this video. I hope this helped you to autoplay Dragon Betrothed on 30 repeats battle, and do like and sub for the goals and stay tuned for my next videos on my sub 1 minute speed record from Dragon Betrothed and BJR5 guide to 30 repeat battle. And I'll see you all next time. Adios. Thanks for watching.